As a correct Igbo babe, let me put you through the simplest method on how to prepare the best Oha soup. Oha soup is hailed from the eastern part of Nigeria, and it is consumed and enjoyed by different tribes in the country. Let me start up by showing you the ingredients you'll be needing to make this very delicious and rich soup. Firstly, you'll be needing your very fresh Oha leaves like this one on the screen. Then you'll be needing some blackfish, stockfish, cow skin. Then you'll be needing some palm fruits. You're using palm fruit because it's a yellow soup and palm fruit is the best when making cocoyam soup. You'll be needing some crayfish, yellow pepper. It's best you use yellow pepper. It has this very good tasty leaves to the soup. Then uziza leaves. Avoid the seed, but if you like it, it's optional. Then you'll be needing some cocoyam. Add there. Then protein of your choice. I'm using fish and goat's meat. Then Ogiri Igbo. Do not forget that is one of the ingredients that elevates this soup. You're needing Ogiri Igbo. So these are the ingredients you'll be needing for this soup. Let's start off the cooking process. I started off by boiling some palm fruit and cocoyam together. You can probably wash your palm fruit and cocoyam and boil together to save time. That was what I did first. Then I proceeded to prepare my protein for the soup. I added in my properly washed fish and seasoned up with my favorite seasoning, Knorr cubes. Then I added in some properly washed stockfish, okporoko, and some diced cow skin. I seasoned it up and allowed it to sit there and steam in its juice. Then I went on to check on the cocoyam and the palm fruit I cooked together. If you use a fork to check your coconut yam and it passes through like this, that means it is ready. And as you can see, mine is fully ready and ready to be processed. So I took that off the heat and I proceeded to process it off camera. Then I went ahead to check my stock and proceeded to prepare other ingredients I'll be using for this soup. I properly cleaned my crayfish and blended it into a powder form. You can pound this if you do not have blender. Whichever works for you is just fine. But I processed mine with a blender and it gave me this very smooth taste that I love. I went ahead to do the same with my pepper. I added my pepper into a blender and I blended it to the consistency that I wanted. Then I went ahead to check on the stock. It was steaming really heavy and it has released its juice just the way I wanted it. So I took out the fish from the heat and kept aside so it doesn't start scatter when adding and turning other ingredients of the soup. So you can use any protein of your choice at this point. You can add in your chicken and every other protein you want, but for the sake of this video, I am using fish and goat's meat. So it was time to add up other ingredients, and I went in with the juice extracted from the palm fruit. You can use oil. Feel free to use oil if you don't have this, but this is the best method in making Oha soup. Then I went in with some goat meat. Like I said, I already prepared the goat meat, so there was no need to cook it first because it was already tender. Then I went in with yellow pepper, crayfish, and I covered and allowed to cook. Then I proceeded to plug out my Oha leaves. Oha leaves, there are so many theories on how to plug Oha leaf, but it doesn't really matter. All that matters is get the Oha leaf off its stem and wash it properly and use it. Okay, so this Oha leaf is a day old. I got it a day before today, so I prefer to get it a day before the day I'm cooking the soup because I want it to be really easy for me to plug. So when it stays a day, it gets tender from the root. and it's just easy to plug, just the way I'm doing here. So after that, you do not need knife to slice your oha. Oha is a very soft and tender leaves. All you need to do is use your hand to cut out the one that looks long so it doesn't flap around in your soup. Just the way I'm doing here. Trace all those that looks longer and use your hand to divide them to the size that you would love it to be in your soup. So I did that finally and I kept it aside. I went to check on the soup and it was boiling all fine. Everything has incorporated very well. I gave it a stir and it was looking fine and the aroma was already filling. So I proceeded to add my cocoyam. I used my blender for this process because I am always going for the option that makes life easier for me. You can pound if you prefer that, but this is just the easiest way to process your cocoyam. So I used my blender to blend it to this consistency and I added it inside the pot of the stock and rinsed and added more water and allowed it to cook. I stirred it completely. Then I went in with my dry fish. At this point, you can either add dry fish before the cocoyam or add it after, whichever is just fine. I personally do not like my fish too scattered in the soup. That's why I add it after I have added in my cocoyam. Then I went in with my ogiri. This is one of the secret ingredients that gives this soup that rich and very sweet cultural taste. Then I proceeded to pick out and clean uziza leaves that will fragrance the soup. It is called uziza leaf or hot pepper leaf, whichever you know, it's fine. Unlike the oha leaves, you have to properly wash these leaves and slice them with your knife because these ones are harder and you do not want to consume them when they are not properly sliced. And we slice them evenly and fine, just like I am doing here. Also, make sure you have a sharp knife because this leaf is pretty hard. So, slice it carefully and set it aside, and we'll proceed to check up on our soup. So, I open up the pot of soup, and everywhere smells so good. The aroma has taken over this house and it's already sending invitation to my neighbors. So I stirred it gently and look at how the black fish came out all full. Like I said earlier, I do not like scattered fish in my soup, especially the black ones. So that's why I put it full without even scattering it. Then I proceeded to check upon the seasoning and make sure that everything was right. Then I added in the uziza leaf I sliced earlier. After adding leaves, leaves cooks really fast. So you do not have to take so much time after adding your leaves to any soup at all. So I added in these leaves and I gave it a good stir. The heat in the soup is already cooking it and it's already releasing its fragrance and scent. So I proceeded to add in oha leaf almost immediately and I just gave it a good stir. I stirred it a couple of times and I covered it because oha leaf is already soft on its own. It doesn't really need to cook. It just needs to steam for a few seconds and the soup is already hot. So I just kept on giving it a good stir to make sure that the oha and the stock is well incorporated, and that was what I was doing. And just like that, I was done with the soup and it tasted really, really good. Do not forget to add more crayfish. I did that earlier in the video because these soups are made with natural things, and do not add in any other sachet artificial spices because you don't need them in the soup. Then I went ahead to introduce back the fish I took off earlier from the stock and I allowed the stock soak inside the fish I gave it a gentle stir, and by this time I was fully done with the soup. And look how beautiful it's looking, and look how green the heart still looks. It tasted even better, and I served it, and I had it with oatmeal, and this was so delicious. Thank you for watching. I'll be making more videos like this and be posting on here, so I'll see you always. Bye.